Hey guys, didn't see you there. You know, it's just your boy Hunk of Junk hanging out here inside his rock crawler without a cage, and you already know what this video is about. Last video we went ahead and hauled my junk over here to Cody, the Ultra YJ shop, so we could start building a roll cage for this thing. Been exciting and wanting to build this thing for a while now, and finally it's going to happen. Jeep's over here. We have a Benderson here that we borrow from our good friend Matt, and it is time to build a roll cage. We're going to be working with Motobilt's DIY cage builder kit. If you look inside here, I already mounted the stanchions, but it uses a stanchion that goes from the floor right up the side of the dash where we can start tying everything in. The reason we do that is so we don't have to drill a hole down through the dash. We can retain our AC vents right there because I do want heat in my Jeep. I don't need AC, but definitely need heat. Let me go ahead and start gutting a little bit of the interior. The seats need to come out. That soft door upper needs to come out, and then we can get into laying pipe. Here we go. The first thing up is going to be making my lower windshield bar. Runs from here over to there, so we can finally get this little part secured, and then start dreaming up how my seats are going to bolt to the cage with this whole mess of a floor. Obviously, I don't have a stock floor. This is all raised to fit my transfer case, and my rear links actually run through the body since the Jeep sits kind of low. Now, for everyone asking, no, this is not ride height. This is full bump. It'll probably sit 3 to 4 inches higher, but the links do travel through the floor. I did that way before I was a super cool YouTuber. As we go with fitting this cage, I'll talk about those a little bit more and how we're going to get over top of those with the bars. First thing up, let's go ahead and build this bar. Okay, so I just went ahead and got this tube all cleaned up and went ahead and rolled the edge over so it'll take a nice weld. But the reason I had to put a taper on is if you look at this straight, you can see that that stanchion actually hangs out a little bit that way. So I had to go ahead and put a little bit of an angle on the pipe. So once this sits in there, we have a nice perfect gap the whole way around. Drop the windshield, and now we can actually go ahead and fit and tack this into place. Before we weld this, one little quick thing. Oh, Cody's home. Say hi, Cody. Hi! Cody's back there, but one thing we took notice to, once that bar's on there, there's 2 screws that hold this console on, and you can't actually access them once the bar's on here unless we just go ahead and notch this plastic. So that's one thing we're going to do before we go ahead and tack this bar in. So we'll break out the Dremel, notch that out, retest fit this just to make sure we still can get to those bolts, and we should be good to tack this into place. All right, got that notched out, so we have access to those 2 bolts, and we still can get to them with that bar in place. So that'll work. Time to tack these. Hi, Luna. Time to tack these. Hi, Juniper. Time to tack these. Just got done burning in all of the A-pillar stuff. As you can tell by the awesome shots, that was thanks to Cody. He's got a way nicer camera than me, so he's able to do those cinematography shots that I am not able to.
I'm not very good at anything.
So I know they look cool. He showed me a little preview. I'm happy with them. Excited to see how they look on the video. But yeah, so the whole A-pillar setup is pretty much done. We have our 1 3/4 120 wall bar, ran the whole way across the lower part of the dash, which the upper is then going to tie into. We have our Motobilt stanchions that run the whole way down to the floor, and this extra gusset plate that came with the kit. Got that all welded on. Super happy with them. They actually look pretty darn cool. And with the windshield folded down, everything fits nice and snug. So that is night number 1. Super good progress. Not as much as I wanted to make, but we have plenty of time to finish this cage up. See you in a little bit.
Bye.
Hello everyone. We are back here for night number 2 of the roll cage build process. Obviously it's the same video, but this is the second night that I'm working on it. You haven't missed really much. We went ahead and added a lower bar below the dash. This is going to be part of my center console tie-in. I had a seat sitting in here and I was able to move my feet around and my shins don't hit. So that's a win. The next big thing I really want to get accomplished though is my A to C pillar. I have a rough idea of exactly how I want it to look. We're going with a fastback style cage. So big thing now is just starting to kind of come up with some angles and bend some tube. So I'm gonna throw you on the tripod and get to work. Boom. All right, so I went ahead and got this A to C pillar tossed in. I cut a notch on it just so I could kind of figure out what the height needs to be. A lot of people build their cage. The cage actually goes up above the windshield, which is fine. I just kind of don't like the way it looks. Now it's kind of biting me in the butt because I'm 6'1", I'm tall, and as of right now, if I sit in the Jeep, my head technically sticks above the roll cage. So weighing options, I know we're going to be probably going with a different seat to bring it down a couple inches. And then there's a possibility that our spreader bar from side to side is actually going to have a kick in it to buy me a little bit more headroom. But this is how it's looking. We got the level up here and we're trying to figure out where this, I guess you can consider a B pillar bend, is going to run down to the C. Like I said, I'm tall, so my seat needs to be back pretty far. Most cages, you'll see the B-pillar run up here. Mine's probably going to be back here a little bit. So I'm going to figure out this angle. We're going to bend it, and hopefully we can duplicate that to the other side. So the reason I am adding 5 degrees up kick to it is, remember how I dovetailed the Jeep? So the body actually kicks back in 5 degrees. So to make this roll cage kind of flow with the body, we're gonna add 5 degrees prior to the bend. That way the cage comes back and actually follows the body line. So that is 5 degrees, now we have to bend it. Tube actually was for this side, but we had to add 5 degrees of kick this way, so it actually is now the other side tube, but everything's still going as planned. Gonna add a few more degrees to the bend and recheck the fitment. Okay, let me show you where we are at. So basically we got that tube in and super happy with it. As you can tell, it's obviously kicked up a little bit, but it does help me as far as my headroom, but I do want to bring it down a little bit more. So we're going to go ahead and bend the other side, and then we'll start bringing these down together. We're not shooting for level anymore, but closer to level the better, and pretty happy with how it looks so far. Oop. 2 bars laying in the Jeep. We got them pretty much exactly where we wanted them. So before the end of the night here, we're gonna get them tacked into place. Everything's cleaned up, happy with it. Cody's off work. Alex has been here for a little bit longer now. They approve of the cage, so I guess this is what it's gonna look like. So time to tack it.
Man, it's a sweet YJ right there.
Cody, this is my video. All right, so back here for the third day. We've been working on the spreader bars. Let me get you guys caught up to speed. I went ahead and measured this, notched it, and got it sat in here, and same with this rear one. So that is pretty much where they're going to be. The B pillar, once it's in, we'll kind of decide where this one's actually going to end up, but I know where the front one needs to be, so I got to get that one tacked into place. The only problem I'm running into right now is deciding if I want to go ahead and bring the rear of the cage down a little bit. In person, it looks fine, but I don't know, in pictures, it looks so high in the rear, right above the head, which shortening it wouldn't be bad at all. Pretty much I'll just go ahead and take, you know, 1/2 inch off here and let the cage come down. And truthfully, I think it would look better that way. Gives me a little bit less headroom. But as you can see, Cody's PRP is now inside my Jeep, and that's because it gives me 2 inches at least of more headroom. So I'm going to be putting PRPs in the Jeep. We're going to make the cage fit these, and then when mine arrive, they'll end up going in the Jeep. So right now, I just need to tack that front in and to decide if I'm going to drop the back of the cage a little bit or not. Boom. There it is. I went ahead and lowered the cage about 1 inch in the rear, and I am definitely super excited with how this is coming out. I don't know how this video is going to turn out. It's kind of just a blur of trying to work while setting the camera up. So hopefully I did a half decent job of documenting the build process thus far. I have a lot more to do. This video I'm sure is getting kind of long, so I'm going to end it here. I'm going to keep working, but this will be the end of this video. So make sure to check out part number 2 coming up not long after this video. We're going to be working on getting everything braced, the seats mounted, and hopefully in the next video, we have the cage at about 90%. So that was this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it so far. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at @hunkofjunk. And that's it. Thanks for the view. See ya.